Welcome to Point Blank. This is your host, Panama Crypto. Our guest today is Phil Dow. He's head advisor at YFDAI. YFDAI is a community-centric DeFi project developed by the people for the people. Welcome, Phil. It's amazing to have you on Point Blank.
Hey, thanks for having me, Panama. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Let's kick it off with a question, Phil. Can you tell us about your background and experience?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been in crypto for roughly 5 years now. I come from more of a traditional investment background, and the 5 years have been spent obviously investing myself, but also providing marketing and advisory services to projects and VCs.
Do you mind telling us what projects are you advising?
Well, at the moment, I actually stopped providing those services back in 2019. You know, we was in the middle of a really tough, well, towards the back end of a tough bear market. And we didn't feel that we could really give ROI when it came to marketing. You know, our advice was, instead of marketing, use those funds to build. But yeah, now I've come back and as you know, I'm working as the advisor with YFDAI.
Cool. So who is part of the core team and what is their background like?
Yeah, I mean, the team was fairly small when I first started with them. So originally they were anonymous, and that was basically because of the lack of legislations makes it tricky. They've spent a lot of time with the legal team, and you know, now the identities have been fully disclosed. But you know, you've got Rocky and you've got Olivia, who are the founders, and they're basically techie guys, but also traders and investors in crypto since around about 2017. But you know, over the last 3 months, we've built a very, very large team. So you know, we've now got 12 developers. We've built a core of business development managers. We've got a new COO that we're hopefully going to be releasing in about the next sort of hour. So by the time this goes out, the new COO will be released. He's very, very strong as well. You know, we didn't want to go with somebody that was crypto. So he's from the real, true financial world, a strong banking background as well. And his role will be to, you know, look at where traditional finance is failing and you know, look where we can bring that across to decentralized finance to move the product range forwards. So yeah, it's a really strong team now.
Where are the team members based on?
Team members, actually it's a registered tech company based in Singapore, with the founders are based in India currently.
And you're based in?
Yeah, I'm based in the UK, and the new COO, he's based over in the US. So yeah, it's truly a good global spread.
That's a truly decentralized project you got going there.
For sure.
Getting into the core of the podcast, what is YFDAI, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, YFDAI is a full suite DeFi platform with some added kind of extras. So with regards to the DeFi platform, we've got staking and farming live currently. There's going to be insurance, lending and borrowing to be added to that. We've also got something called Safe Predict, which is a prediction market, originally going to be based on the YFDAI token itself. Then there's Safe Trade, which is a trading option to have as well. And then once the e-money license comes through, you'll see a whole host of e-commerce products along with fiat on-ramps, off-ramps, and a debit card. But I guess the sort of jewel of the crown is the SafeSwap exchange, which is a fork of Uniswap, and also the LaunchPad, which is a platform where new projects can come and host their pre-sales, but do it in what we call the right way. So all of the team, advisor, marketing tokens are going to be locked to give some sort of security and safety, locking of liquidity, and of course, the most important thing is audits on the code as well. So yeah, it's a very, very wide suite of products, but we expect that to grow even further. You know, the COO that we brought on, you know, his particular role is to start looking at how we can bridge the gap between DeFi and CeFi. So we can expect that to expand a lot over the next few years.
Where's the e-money license from? Estonia?
No, we've actually got a exchange license and a wallet license from Estonia. That's already in place, and the e-money license is a European one, which the application on that is in progress at the moment.
Oh, wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, the whole ethos of YFDAI is just to try and do things better. We want to bring as much safety and security, not only to the DeFi suite, but also to buyers and sellers of crypto in general. And that's the whole reasoning behind SafeSwap and LaunchPad. We want to try and stop all of the projects that are exit scamming and tarring the industry, really.
What current partnerships YFDAI has or is working on?
Well, working on, I can't really tell you too much at the moment. We don't like to do any releases or sort of pre-releases. So there's a few things that we're working on at the moment. But currently, we've got partnerships with the likes of SEPA, which is an organization to try and bring better standards to the industry. We've got partnerships with Ferrum, which will be providing tech services to the pre-sale projects that launch via the LaunchPad. We're also partnered with YFDAI, and they're a huge fundraising arm, been around for sort of 4 or 5 years, raised funds for over 450 projects. So they're a very important partner for the pre-sale projects that will be coming through us. And of course, we're partnered with DEX Tools for the SafeSwap exchange. And that means that users will have advantage of trading view charts and all of the other tools that they have. So yeah, I mean, we've built some really good partners along the way. We're also partnered with the Foundry Incubator, which will be assisting projects that need more advisory services. So all of our partnerships really are centered around, do we have a real need for their input? Every single one of the partnerships is selected to add real value to the ecosystem.
You had mentioned on the last question that you guys would audit the code of the projects that launch on the Launchpad. Are you guys going to audit them yourselves, the code, or is it going to be a third party?
No, for sure. It's a third party. So, with YFDAI, everything had been audited by the Blockchain Consilium, and we have agreement with the Blockchain Consilium so that, yeah, all of the projects that come via the Launchpad will be audited fully. And we need to be making sure that, there's none of these mint functions or, these other functions that have caused, well, not caused, but given the ability to many of these projects to exit scam.
Right. So, what is YFDAI's closest competition?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say competition at the moment because DeFi is in its very, very early stages. There's lots of individual projects out there that are doing perhaps staking or farming or staking and farming. There's some out there that have also, onboarded their own exchange. But there isn't really a competitor at all that has the full suite, DeFi package. There's no one that's going down the route of getting the licensing and the e-money license. We're looking quite far ahead. We're seeing the change that COVID, for instance, has brought to people's lifestyles. People are being forced to do things now online, from their food shop to general shopping, electronics, but we are big believers that that's going to move on to having to do, your banking and, all of your other side. So YFDAI really has everything that's needed to do all of that. So as far as competition, we don't see any. There's some really good projects out there that are doing some similar things on some parts. But again, we're looking to support these type of projects because the more projects that start concentrating on changing the industry for the better, bringing protection and security to the users and the space in general, that's really needed. So we don't see competition, and projects out there that are going down that route, we'd like to fully support them.
This episode is brought to you by PrimeXBT. the exchange that makes possible to trade with leverage on legacy markets from a single Bitcoin-based account. Could you explain the difference between LaunchPad and SafeSwap?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is something that people can do get a little bit mixed up with. So let's start with LaunchPad. LaunchPad is not for existing projects. It's a platform where people can host their pre-sale. And the platform is all structured smart contracts that will automatically make sure that the team, the advisor, and marketing tokens, etc., are locked up so that they're safe and secure. There'll be a fixed amount that the project will receive on a monthly basis so that they can afford to provide the marketing and take on additional staff. It'll also automatically lock the liquidity. And then, of course, on top of that, we have the audits as well to make sure that the code is good. So we'll be raising funds for these projects. Their own community can buy via that platform. The YFDAI community can buy via that platform. And in fact, if you stake or farm, you're automatically whitelisted. And then, of course, we've got our partners, DAO and the Foundry, where we need additional fundraising. Some of these projects, the raises are only going to be increasing over the next few months. So yeah, I mean, the Launchpad really is specifically for projects that have not completed a pre-sale that meet a very strict criteria. Now, once they pass that process and they go to the point of list, we will then list them on SafeSwap. So SafeSwap it's a fork of Uniswap, but the biggest difference being that not anybody can list any token and add liquidity. So it's decentralized exchange, I guess, with a sort of centralized safety net in place. So for SafeSwap, the projects, they've already got to be listed, and they've got to have been listed for 3 months. The reason for that is the vast majority of exit scams actually happen in the first 4 weeks. They raise the funds, they're sat there with X amount of ETH, the temptation's too much, they disappear. So just by having that criteria gives us a lot of protection. Now, on top of that, we will take anon teams, but they have to provide KYC to YFDAI internally. So it doesn't get released, but of course, if they decide to exit scam, we've then got documents and details that we can help pass on to the authorities. Again, it's a level of protection that will mean that the illegitimate projects just won't want to apply. And then it's kind of basic stuff. We want the project to have a detailed website, a comprehensive white paper, and a clear roadmap. And I personally feel that if a project can't put these 3 basic documents together, then should they be listing? Should they be taking funds from investors if they can't outline what the basics are of the project moving forwards? On top of that, they need to have an active GitHub, they have to have an active social media, and they need to have a minimum of 1,000 wallet holders, a trading volume over 500K, be listed on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. So we don't think that that's too strict. I mean, if you look at it, it's really the basics that any project should have in place. But that will just give us a layer of protection for the buyers and the sellers of these cryptocurrencies. Will there still be exit scams? It's very hard via Launchpad because of all of the locking criteria. But with SafeSwap, it will be listing older projects that have been around for a while that they need to meet new criteria. And of course, that should minimize the risk of exit scams for the users.
How will projects be able to list on SafeSwap?
It's really quite simple. First of all, we're building a big global community sales team, and we're rewarding the community. It doesn't matter whether you're an influencer or just an average everyday buyer and seller of cryptocurrency. If you have a past the project brochures and the promo videos on, anybody that signs up, we're rewarding the community for bringing them to us. But projects can simply also go to the website, and they can download the brochures, watch the promo video, and there is an application form there. It's really straightforward. There is a no listing fee, but for any project that joins, it's $5,000 of their token. And the reason why we do that is that's then used for farming and for staking, which gives liquidity instantly on SafeSwap, and it also brings in additional users. Now, on top of that, I mean, one of the biggest failings for most projects is when they list, they don't get any marketing support. It's offered, but it very rarely comes through. So we've got a very, very strong marketing package, which is completely free of charge. It includes, free YouTubers that will be doing monthly overviews of every listing on LaunchPad and on SafeSwap. There's over 200,000 followers between the three of them. We've then got over 20 Telegram groups that we've signed up with over 1.6 million members, and we'll advertise every individual listing via them. Then, of course, the farming and the staking, that opens up to the YFDAI community, which is growing and is very strong. And then, of course, we've actually got advertising on the SafeSwap exchange. So we provide them 8 placements on that free of charge, and they also get access to YFDAI's marketing team for additional services. So, when we say that we're going to give comprehensive marketing, we mean it. And that's to every project that lists. And, they only have to pay $5,000 of tokens, which is then given to farming and staking. So, it's exciting times.
That really sounds like the complete package, Phil.
Yeah, we hope so. But again, it's a community project. So we've gone out and we've rewarded the community. These details have only been released 24 hours. And, we've already got a big buzz behind it. And we're expecting a huge flow of applications over the next few weeks.
Can you tell us more about the global sales team and the rewards available?
Yeah, so if you're going to be finding a LaunchPad project, so that's a project that hasn't yet done a pre-sale in its early stages, we've got a $50,000 reward paid in YFDAI, and the reward for that is $2,000 of YFDAI per project. On the SafeSwap, for people listing directly onto the exchange, not via LaunchPad, we pay $500 of YFDAI plus $500 of the project's token that you bring on board. So yeah, look, the rewards are really good. What we've also done is we've made it easy. So we've got very detailed brochures. We've got very, very good promo videos. And we've also got pre-written emails and messages. So really, all you've got to do is forward the details on to your favorite projects and take the reward. We've also got a Telegram group where we've got project managers in there who are going to be supporting the sales team.
You guys seem to have, as you mentioned, a big team. How is YFDAI funded, or how was funded initially?
Yeah, well, initially, YFDAI were different than most projects because they didn't do a pre-sale. And it was one of the main reasons that caught my attention and made me want to join, because the founders fully paid for all of the investment. Actually, it was up to around about $250,000 to start this project. And, having founders with skin in the game is, it's always a good sign, isn't it?
No doubt. So, Phil, can you tell us more about the new CTO you recruited?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't released it yet, so I'm not sure when this is being aired. But like I said earlier, we have gone for somebody very particular, somebody with a very, very strong banking, finance background, a global one as well, legally very, very switched on. We didn't just want to go for an expert in DeFi, because the reality of it is DeFi is very young. It's going to evolve very quickly. And what we want to do is we want to be pioneering DeFi. So to do that, we've taken somebody from the traditional space. We're going to be working very hard on highlighting the issues in the space currently, and how we can solve those issues and offer the products in a decentralized manner. We're really keen and excited for him to be joining us, and hopefully that will be announced today.
Are you guys planning new recruits?
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely ongoing. I've also held other interviews today. There's lots more staff that we're going to need. Our roadmap is very, very busy. We've got a huge amount of devs, which is going to be great for pushing on the technical side. But as more products come out, definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if we're taking on at least another 10 staff over the next 3 to 4 months.
And off to the last question, Phil. What does the future hold for YFDAI?
Yeah, I think we've probably covered this already, but we're really looking to be breaking new ground, to move away from the idea that DeFi is just staking and farming. It's going to evolve massively. We are strong believers that the traditional financial systems are breaking down, and that a big proportion of that is going to move to being decentralized, and we want to be at the front of that. So yeah, we can expect lots of new, groundbreaking, exciting products coming out over the next few years.
Seeing that almost every DeFi project has dabbed into NFT, you guys thinking about that?
Yeah, we're already doing some NFTs actually, but we're kind of going down a different route. So with NFTs, you've got the sort of scarcity route with the art side. For us, that's not really what we're aiming to achieve. So our NFTs are directly connected to services, and the NFT, once awarded, will give you certain rewards. So each of them will have the metadata coded in, and that will then give you rewards. There will be a resale market on the NFTs, because anything with a reoccurring value, therefore also has a good resale value. So yeah, we're already on the NFT route, and there'll be definitely more things coming on the NFT side for sure.
And with that, we end our episode. I am very grateful to Phil for his time. Thanks for coming to Point Blank. Can you tell us where we can find you?
Yeah, the easiest place is just to head across to the website, which is www.yfdi.finance. And from there, you'll be able to access all of our social channels and come and speak to us on Telegram.
Sweet. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace.
This episode was brought to you by PrimeXBT, the exchange where you can trade without KYC on legacy markets with your Bitcoin. You can trade commodities like gold, silver, oil, even indexes and Forex. Join now and get a 50% bonus on top of your deposit for trading at u.primexbt.com/Panama.